Hi, my name is Evan Todd, and I'm a senior in high school. And why do I want to go into preaching? Well, first of all, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm jumping on this trampoline. Being a drummer, I have rhythm pulsating through my body the entire time. So this is something that I do to burn off energy. Now, whenever I was thinking about my future, I thought drumming was it. God was going to use my drumming gifts and going to make me famous as a drummer, be a soloist, be in a big band somewhere, and I would just be able to bring Christ to people by drumming really well. Well, as I went on through high school, I started to learn some things about oral communication and how actions aren't the only things that are in the recipe of effectively communicating Christ to people. Whenever I started out, I didn't want to be a preacher. I didn't want to be a preacher at all because my dad and my grandpa were preachers. And I wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to just do it because it's in the family. I had to do it because my grandpa and my dad do it. Just go with the tradition and all that. So I wanted to be my own person. I wanted to do my own thing. So I was drumming and I was getting ready for stuff, and that was going fine until about high school year. And I started to realize how important oral communication was. I found out whenever I was fired by one of my employers in lawn mowing because I didn't communicate what day that he wanted to mow his lawn, that he wanted me to mow his lawn on. So I was fired for that. And my first relationship with a guy and girl, it fell apart because I wasn't able to communicate my thoughts and feelings very well. I wasn't able to communicate at all. And as I was thinking about these things, how they made me sad, I started to realize that whenever I was in school, I was walking the good walk. I was doing Christian things. I was acting like a Christian. But would the people really know, would the students around me really know that what I was doing was because I was a Christian? Would they know that I was working for Christ just through my actions? How would they know unless I told them I was doing this because Jesus did it? And I just never brought up my faith. I never brought up Jesus into conversations. I would do good things, but I would never say anything about Jesus. And as I thought about that, I started to realize how important communication is whenever spreading the gospel. It's not only our actions, we have to let people know why we are doing the actions. So as I went on through high school, God started putting these opportunities in for me to speak. He allowed me to lead devotions in the youth group. He allowed me to lead devotions in the FCA at high school, just to share my thoughts and feelings on the scriptures. And eventually, he even led me to teach a Bible lesson on our mission trip in a VBS to little kids. And it went really well. And people were just impressed by how I could teach, and I had no idea that I was a good teacher or a good speaker. And God kind of planted that seed in me. So later on, he also led me to preach a sermon for our church recently, and it was just a fulfilling thing to communicate God's word. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to involve communication in my future ministry alongside my music, I want to be able to effectively communicate God's word into my lessons. And that is why I want to be a preacher of God's word.